Alright, Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations unto the brothers, Akim, pushing this truth through the four corners of the earth in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered, the speckled bird Israelites who be scattered among the heathen, I say Shalom, and I say Shalom unto the few and the faithful Akwat, the sisters, listening and learning. This is your brother Yerushalayim from the GMS Prophetic Vibrations Camp out of Trinidad and Tobago, coming at you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Right? Now this one is going to be entitled It's Civil War. Right? Because it's civil war. Look at what's going on in Louisville, Kentucky, right? You know, this is just the start of things to come, right? You know, you have white militias, you know, squaring off against Black Lives Matter, you know, and right lower down the road you have NFAC, you know, from that that wicked sellout Negro, right? Grandmaster J, right? You know, that's what's going on right now, you know. So, you know, and this thing is just going to be a boiling pot of confusion, man. You know, let me just read a scripture before we start. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, and verse 1. I'll start at verse 1. Alright, this 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou diligently the time in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and which is what we're going to see just now, right? You know, this is the start of the uproars, right? You know, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before, even from the beginning, right? You know, so this prophecy, you know, prophecy is being fulfilled, you know, and, you know, Lord will be at the prophecy, Lord, so be happy to see this coming to pass, right? You know, other people will be sad, you know, they'll be afraid, but hey, you know, this has to come to pass. So without further ado, let's go to the video here.
This may look like the US Army is on the streets, but in fact, these are militiamen with their own alarming agenda. We were witnesses to this extraordinary development, a major US city in the hands of self-confident and heavily armed militias, with police and civic leaders nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, police and soldiers nowhere to be seen. Alright? Now, you think that's normal? It can never be, you know. All this is the plans of Esau, you know. All this is the plans of Esau. They know exactly what they're doing. Alright? You know, you have all these hundreds of guys armed with weapons and there's no police and no soldiers around. Come on. You know, who you fooling, Esau? You're exposed. You know, you're exposed.
Answer that question. It was a brazen show of strength with an unmistakable message that there are new sheriffs in town.
Rioting and burning and looting is not going to answer that question.
Angry Viking is a militia commander who told me he wants dialogue.
And we're here just to protect the building. That's it. And we're here to do this. Meet and talk. You was going to allow it to happen.
He's a real Esau, man. Esau coming out, you know. You know, the vile man. You know, you see in their nature, the true nature is starting to come out. This is just the start. You know, this for all you Jake too, you know, who believe that, hey, Esau is your friend, you know, and you loving up Esau. But no, Esau is your enemy. You know, read Psalm 83 if you're doubting that. They conspired against us to destroy us, which is what they pretty much did. Alright? You know, so you have all these well-trained militias group, you know, you have no police and army, you know, they're notably missing, absent, you know, so hey, you know, it is what it is, you know what's going to happen next.
But that dialogue quickly descended into furious arguments. Black Lives Matter activists, who have held a vigil here for 100 days, say the militias are a pure provocation.
Tired, exhausted, War now. What else do you want me to say?
Do you think it'll end up as a fight?
Yes. Yes. People are going to die, bro.
Yeah, people are going to die. That's prophetic what just came out his mouth there. And it's the truth. There's going to be so much death. You know, people are going to be in so much fear. They're not going to know what to do. Alright? They're not going to know what to do, and some of these militias, were set up by the elites too, because you'll find a lot of them, these guys, later on in the video, they're not identifying themselves, some of these set up by the elites, right? So everything, all of this is the plans of the elites to create this confusion, their old motto, ordo ad chaos, which means order out of chaos, alright? Let's go to the book of, let me go to the Blue Letter Bible. Book of Psalms, chapter 64, and verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, right, which is the elites, right? From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Those are elites. They are the wicked Esau, and the elites are the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. That they may shoot in secret, at the perfect, what Israel. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? And all this has been set up by Esau. Alright? They've been setting all these traps, these snares. And the ultimate snare, is to force every Israelite man, woman, and child, and every person on the face of the earth, to take this vaccine and the microchip. So all this chaos they bring in here, is just chaos, so they can bring in the order, right? So they can enforce martial law and force this vaccine, this microchip onto you. Alright? That's their plans. And that's what they're going to do. Alright? That's what they're going to do. So, let me continue here. Yeah, verse 5 says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart and mind is deep. It's deep, right? We know Yahweh Hashem Yahushua not gonna let them have the full way. No, the Lord said that, in verse 7, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Right? So the Lord not going to let them get away with all of what they want to get through. They'll get away parts of the way. Microchip some people, but they're not going to get the full power that they want. Alright? Let's cut back to the video here.
This may look like the US Army is on the streets. But in fact, these are militiamen with their own alarming agenda. We were with
Meet and talk. You was gonna allow it to happen.
But that dialogue quickly descended into furious arguments. Black Lives Matter activists, who have held a vigil here for 100 days, say the militias are a pure provocation.
Tired, exhausted. War now. What else do you want me to say?
Do you think it'll end up as a fight?
Yeah, Jake is oppressed, worn out, tired, and it's true from the oppression. But they're going about it the wrong way. Alright? They're going about it the wrong way. Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Alright? Because you have rejected knowledge, I have rejected thee, and a lot of these guys, they reject the truth, they see the brothers preaching on the highways and the byways. Right? And then in turn from their wicked ways. So a lot of Jake gonna die.
Yes, people are going to die, bro. People are going to die. I don't know who's gonna be.
Which militia are you from? Many of these disparate groups. Which militia are you from? Had no interest in identifying themselves. Excuse me, sir, which militia are you from?
We are all Americans here. We're all Americans here. We're all here for the same. We're all here actually against you is what we're here against.
You're impeding me from moving my group that way. Right now, are you not?
No,
yes, you are.
I'm asking you what you're doing here on the streets of this city.
Well, first off, you're not American.
One of the most bizarre features here is this mosaic of different groups. We've got protesters, counter-protesters, we've got militias, we've got other armed groups who refuse to identify themselves. All of it is a recipe for confusion on the streets of Louisville. And
they have it, confusion. And that's the favorite thing of elites, as the elites say, you know, they like it best when blood is running in the streets. All right, they make the most amount of the money. All right, these wicked devils. Okay, and this is exactly what they want. You know, confusion. You know, this is a whole. You know, they've created a whole boiling pot of confusion. You know, but what else could you expect? You know, from the wicked, from a devil. You know, this is what you get when you trust the devils too.
Essentially, for chaos.
I'm not going to bring a knife to a gunfight, sir.
You know, and it's really and truly it's going to be white militia versus white militia. You know, Trump supporter versus Biden supporter. You know, versus Black Lives Matter versus NFAC. You know, and then the police and the military is going to get involved. All right, you know, to bring that order in the end. So they just allowing things to stew, you know, to get worse. So eventually they're going to bring in the military and take control, bring that order, that new world order which they want, all right, and force that vaccine and microchip onto you, all right. Let's listen here to this Israelite woman here.
And here's the danger: Americans are arming up. Nadia Ford, a grandmother, arrived here with multiple weapons to confront the white militia.
We've tried peaceful for years upon years, and it has gotten us nowhere. They murder us for being peaceful. So only when we stand up do they maybe take us seriously.
You know, but, you know, these jakes are foolish, right? They're picking up multiple swords, right? Multiple guns, you know, the gun is the modern day sword, all right? And they believe they could fight with Esau. You know, a lot of these militia groups, highly trained, you know, they're ex-soldiers, ex-marines, all right? And these white militias, all right? Not saying that they're not black ones on the other side too, but, you know, Esau's blessing is his sword, all right? Go back to the book of Genesis. That's what the blessing he got from Isaac, you know? This is not Jake's power. Jake's power is not his sword, it's Esau's, you know? So the Lord said, what the Lord said in the book of, let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, and verse 22, you know. For my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children, right? They're foolish, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge, right? You know, turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that's where our true power lies. You know, the curses are upon us. You know, we have no strength in our hands. Our blessing is not the sword. Alright? Turn to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that's your power. Alright? You know? But on the flip side, you know, a lot of Jake have had enough, so they're going to fight. Alright? You know, and the Lord also said that, you know, hey, Jake is among the heathen, you know, and if he go at tree, you know, he'll tear to pieces the heathen. Alright, so this is going to be a real fight, people. It's going to be a real fight. This is Micah chapter 5 and verse 8. Alright, Micah 5 and 8. And the remnant of Jacob, which is Israel, right, shall be among the Gentiles. Right, so that's where we are. We are among the Gentiles, which is what? You know, the heathens. Let me see if I can get into this thing here. So you see Gentiles. Alright, so you see Gentiles.
Strong's H 1471. Goy.
Alright, Goy, right? You know, nation people usually have non-Hebrew people. Alright, so non-Hebrew people, right? There's a heathen nation, there's 17 other heathen nations. Right, so the scripture said, and the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, the heathens, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest. So Israel is likened unto the lion, right, among the beasts of the forest, as the other nations. As a young lion, which is a powerful lion, right, among the flocks of sheep. Right, so these heathens are sheep too, you know. who, if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces, and none can deliver. Right? So what's going to happen here? Verse 9 says, thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. You know, so at the end of the day, you know, Jake gonna give a good fight. You know, Jake might give it all he got, right? And he might kill a lot of the forces of Esau. You know, one of the brothers in the camp had a dream, you know, about the states there in Babylon, you know, and down south is, you know, he dreamed that, you know, that Jake gave a good fight, and they killed many of the Edomites too. But, you know, eventually they brought in the militia. They brought in the army Salakia, right? And they started to devastate Jake. Alright, so things gonna get real very quickly.
I'm not going to bring a knife to a gunfight, sir.
And here's the danger. Americans are arming up. Nadia Ford, a grandmother, arrived here with multiple weapons to confront the white militia.
We've tried peaceful for years upon years, and it has gotten us nowhere. They murder us for being peaceful. So only when we stand up do they maybe take us seriously. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to stand up against this hate in America.
Eventually, some police did break cover. And this civil rights lawyer, heavily armed himself, said his aim was to run the militias out of town amid multiple threats to his life.
They said they're going to blow out the back of my brains and they'll find out where I live, etc., etc.
Where is America that a lawyer has to walk the streets with body armor, a pistol, and a long arm?
Thank you. Well, because I'm going to defend myself, and I'm not going to be shot down in the streets.
America.
So a lawyer walking with guns now. It's the state that we reach. Alright? A civil rights lawyer. So what civil rights lawyers? This is going to be civil war. Alright?
Militias are emboldened at this volatile moment, emerging out of the shadows in a way I have never seen before.
When I move you to the street, you will load your weapon. What?
A few miles up the road, we saw a whole new phenomenon.
Y'all say you soldiers?
An African-American militia with hundreds of troops. They have a black nationalist agenda.
Hand on the shoulder of the person in front of you.
It's as much a cult
All right,
as a military formation. This is the NFAC militia. It is well organized and quasi-military. It also proves a militia does not have to be white and right-wing.
So you see Jake too rousing up. You know? Jake rousing up. So just as I went through that scripture, you know, Micah 5 and 8, you know, it's gonna have war, right? You know, but the Lord said beware of these false Christs, right? False Mashiachs, you know, and Jam Master J is just another one of those. He's false, he's a sellout.
As hundreds of their armed followers march through a residential suburb,
I'll call in reinforcements.
we glimpse their mysterious leader, known as Grandmaster J. He is a charismatic but enigmatic figure.
Move! Clear out!
Fearing assassination, his bodyguards surround him at every moment.
Jay's moving back, y'all. Jay's moving back.
What is clear is that these militias have a new swagger. While the election campaign gathers pace, other forces are showing they will fill the security void after this long summer of protests and violence. Robert Moore, News at 10, in Louisville, Kentucky.
Alright, so, you know, that's it, you know. All hell is going to break loose. All hell is going to break loose. Alright? It's about to break loose. Alright? The day of the Lord is coming soon. Right? We in the 11th hour right now, you know. And it's so funny, you know, one of the brothers' wives in the camp had a dream, right? Believe up till last night, you know. And she woke up saying it's the 11th hour. Things are going to come to pass now. We in the end. We in the 11th hour. Right? You know. When we reach 12 o'clock, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Mashiach will be coming back. Alright? So, let me go to, let's go to the Apocrypha. 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 15. Right? This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 15. For the sword, which is the gun, and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition, which is rebellion of authority, among men, right? And invading one another, and this is what's going to happen. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, people of high estate, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because there will be roadblocks, right? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And that's what's happening already in Louisville, Kentucky. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, which is the gun, and spoil their goods, raping your wife, daughters, destroying, taking what they want, because of the lack of bread, right? And that's famine is coming as well, and for great tribulation. So all this famine, all these things coming in, meanwhile, all the gun stores have been sold out, right? This is it. All hell is about to break loose, right? The great day of the Lord is coming soon, people. All right? Get yourself right. Tarry not. All right? We're in the 11th hour. Let me just read up one last scripture here. Book of Matthew, chapter 24. And I'll start at verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. Right, so this is the day of the Lord, and it's darkness and not light, as the scripture says. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So everybody, so much bloodshed will be happening that literally it'll be like something that we never see, like out of a movie. All right, that's how it's gonna be. All right, but we the men of the Lord, we look forward to these prophecies taking place, happening, unlike the 2/3 and the rest of these people, alright? So I'll end it there, alright? So until next time, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.